Hey everybody, Mr. Regan here, and now we're going to be looking at the next question within our simulator that's going to help us continue to practice using our key concepts and breaking down some of the multiple choice questions that we're going to see in our upcoming summative. So let's go ahead and get into it. So first off, let's break down kind of what we have within our simulator. So similar to before, we have built, run, and we're now at the analyze section of our simulator. We have three objects, A, B, and C, and we know that all objects have a current velocity going to the right. Now, when we look at the mass of our three objects, okay, A and B both have a mass of 2 kilograms, and object C has a mass of 1 kilogram, okay? Now, when we begin breaking down the velocity data here, you'll notice a few things. Number one, object A went from 9 meters per second to 6 meters per second. So if you noticed, it changed by 3 or -3, depending on how that kind of helps you interpret what's going on. For object B, it went from 7 to 10, so it had a change again of 3. And then object C went from 4 to 7, again a change of 3. So we have these three objects. They experienced a change in their velocity. So some force was applied, whether it was a force of a collision or a specific force in a specific direction, and that changed. So now we're going to have to use this data to infer about how to answer the following question. Which object experienced the largest strength force when the force was applied in the simulator, and how do you know? So notice it's the same question, just a different simulation with some different information here. So let's go ahead and look at our options for our answer. So answer A. If we're looking at which one had the largest force, object B would have the largest strength force because it has the largest mass, similar to A, okay, but the highest speed at the end of our simulation, which is true. And from 7 to 10, it does have the largest mass along with A. Answer B, all three chairs experience the same amount of force because they all change the same amount. Well, that is true. They did all change the same amount. They all had a change of about 3. Answer C, object A and B, because, so I guess both of these had the same largest amount of strength, because they are more massive and require more force to change the same as object C. Well, they do have more mass, and they did change the same amount as C. Object C, excuse me. So, based on what you saw in the simulator, based on your three answers, you're going to have to infer which one, objects A, B, C, experience the largest strength force. Take a second to go ahead and put your answer into the answer section. Okay. And when you're done, obviously, and after you put your answer, make sure you have paused the video and then come back to the video here to talk about the answer. I'll wait. All right, let's go ahead and break this down, folks. In terms of the answers, object B, because it has the largest mass, but the highest speed at the end. Well, just because it has the largest speed at the end doesn't necessarily mean it had the largest strength. Remember, we can apply forces in different directions, whether it's left, right, up, down, okay, that sort of thing. So just because it had the largest doesn't mean it had the largest strength. Direction plays a role in how an object changes its velocity. B, all three chairs experience the same amount of force because they all change the same amount. Well, yes, they did change the same amount, but if you notice, we have different objects with different masses. And we know if we have a larger mass, we need more force to move it versus a smaller mass. We know we need less force to move it. So that leaves us with object A and B because they are more massive and require more force to change the same as object C. So let's go ahead and take a look and see if that answer is correct. If I rewind my simulation, you'll notice a few things. When my pink arrows show up, A and B have the same amount of force, a force of 60, but in different directions. And object C has 30, so less force. So answer C would be the correct answer for this simulation. So at this point, folks, make sure you go ahead and fill out your survey for number 2. Put your X there. If you have questions or need help, reach out to me. Otherwise, good job and good luck on the next question.